Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to AskGolfNut channel and welcome to the death of the Fairywood. If you look on YouTube, it seems to be videos, death of the Fairywood, will this club change golf forever? So why not? Let's just do the exact same thing for fun purposes alone. But we are talking about one golf club in particular. We're talking about the Highwood. No, not a hybrid. No, not a Fairywood, a Highwood. I've got the Cleveland Halo XL Highwood. I've also got the hybrid and I've also got the Fairway-wood to test as well. So we're going to be doing a little bit of fun testing between these to see actually if this golf club will be the death of your Fairywood. Will it be the death of the hybrid? Before we get onto the video, a bit of fun for you guys. 221 yards into a par 4, we're at Glenfora Golf Course hole 4. As I say, I've moved the tee forward to 221 yards to simulate hitting these into a green. Bit of fun. Comment below. Imagine you're a 15 handicap golfer from 221 yards away. If I gave you 100 golf balls, statistically, what is the percentage of greens hit? Right, let's go change the data set. Let's go get the hybrid to start and let's go see how the hybrid gets on with the Highwood and then the Fairywood. Cleveland Halo XL 3 hybrid in my hands, and we'll get to the fun one, the Highwood, after this. I've got the 18 degree, the 3 in this. I've also got the 4 plus in the Highwood at 20 degrees. And then I've got the 5 wood in the Halo XL Fairywood at 18 degrees. So it'll be interesting to see what the differences in loft, etc. are, because we are talking about a changing center of gravity in these. As soon as you go bigger, there's a reason why you dump off your long irons and go into hybrids, just purely because of the size of the head. The head is bigger, the center of gravity is lower and further away from the face. And so not only do you get increased launch and help, etc., you get the springy faces from a hybrid, but you do get that gear effect of the roll and bulge of the face, the extra forgiveness, and all that lot. And guys, if you want me to do individual reviews, full reviews where I do all my forgiveness testing, etc., of all of these, get down there, hit that like button, also subscribe to the channel as well. Right, let's go give this one a whack into the green, because we have got technology in all these mainframe XL faces and rails on the bottom, and again, that'll be for the full video. 221 yards away. Can I get anywhere close to it? I'll give you a little hint. PJ Tour from 205 is 50-50. There you go. That will help you in your little comment below of how many it would take with 100 golf balls, how many with a 15 handicapper get on the green. Take that one all day long. That's as straight as I normally hit a hybrid. A 3 hybrid, my normal 3 hybrid fades a little bit, goes straight or fades, straight or fades. Path was slightly from the inside, face was open fractionally, that's interesting. 1 mil toe, 3 mil low, just decent strike. 33 yards in the air and 42 degrees descent angle. So as you saw there, we are hitting 226 yards of carry. So it's a rather long way, and so you are going to be penalised a little bit when it comes to its descent angles and stuff. That's why we move into a hybrid. So you do the same thing with a 3 iron or a 2 iron even, and you're just going to go in a lot flatter. It's going to hit the green, hopefully, or maybe at the front. And again, when you hit in front of the green or before the green, it's a little bit kind of pot luck as to what kind of surface you're going to hit into. So the green, you can kind of, within reason, guess what the conditions of the green are going to be like, so you can, yeah, rather than trying to take the guesswork out of it. But again, it's just doing very well, you'd expect exactly from a hybrid. That's my normal shot shape, there you go. That might miss the green to the right, but again, I'm not expecting too much from this distance. Get in the bunker, thank you. 219 yards, a decent strike, just face slightly more open. That is my classic normal fade that I play. It's either straight or fadey, straight or fadey. That's my one big bugbear, I will say, with these golf clubs. And it's not just the hybrid or the Highwood or the Fairywood, it's all of them. It's because they haven't got an adjustable loft sleeve. Now that does make them cheaper. When I say cheaper, I mean a better budget, but it's just a little niggle, because again, with those off-camber loft sleeve, not only can you dial in distance, but you can also dial in flight. If you don't like too much fade, you can normally move the head around a little bit to bring it a bit more draw biased, and no different if you draw it too much. You can also fade it, etc., with a little bit of tweaky, but there's no tweaky with these, which is a bit frustrating. But I mean, what's that? 32 yards in the air, 42 degrees descent angle. Again, if that would have hit the green, it would have stopped, but it obviously it didn't. But that's what, 50-50 at the moment. That's decent. Slightly toey, very, very slightly toed, but just good. There we go, hit the green. I think I might flip over to the Highwood before I push my luck. No, we hit another one. Path was 0, face was open by a touch, but slightly high toe. I mean, 4mm high, 4mm toe. That's the benefit you're gonna get, obviously, when you miss hit. Now, if you want me guys to do a full review of each of these golf clubs, when I do all my forgiveness testing, whack all over the face to see how forgiving these are, get down there, like below and all that lot. But when you miss hit with a hybrid or a Highwood, or a Fairywood, you've got that roll and bulge. So when you do certain things like that, slightly high in the face, you just launch it slightly higher. But again, that's how the golf club is designed to work. Right, last one, and then we're gonna flick over to the subject matter of the video. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Slightly toey, but I mean, again, that's just really quite good. Won't complain with that one in the slightest. Club path slightly cross, face slightly open, my normal classic, but again, you can see there, slightly toey with a little bit of gearing to take a little bit of the fade off. But again, done well, as it's doing, 35 yards in the air, 43 degrees descent angle is stopping on the green, and that's what these things are designed for. Right, let's go flick over to the subject matter of this video, the Highwood, and see if the Highwood is going to be the death of the hybrid before we go over to the Fairywood and see if that's going to be killed off too. Highwood in my hands, right, so the interesting thing about the Highwood is that it's slightly longer in shaft, but not massive. So a hybrid is longer than a long iron, but a Fairywood is then much, much longer than the hybrid. You can see a decent amount, where this one is in between, and that's the whole idea. So we're bringing the ease of use for the length of shaft of the hybrid over the Fairywood, but with a much bigger head. So this head is, hybrid terms, is in between the hybrid and the wood, hence the Highwood. But the whole idea is trying to get the maximum amount of everything without irritating too many people. That's the whole idea of it. So let's go give the Highwood a hit. Again, this is 20 degrees. We were hitting 220 or so yards with the hybrid, so it'll be interesting to see how the Highwood gets on. That's my normal flight, as you can see, off to the right. But is it going to hit the green? Is it going to hit? Well, that's fringe, but that's still a no. Club path, 0.8 from the inside, face open again, as it always is. 5mm low, 4mm toe, so not the greatest of strikes in the world, but I mean, absolutely fine. Single digit miss. 41 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle. 221 yards, so within reason, very, very, very similar to the likes of this. We are basically within reason, hitting the same number. And now, again, this is the gripe that I will say again, it's that loft sleeve. If I do find that I'm finding there's a difference in distance between the gaps, etc., I cannot change it. And that is what I don't like about these golf clubs. That's the only thing that I don't like about them, because all the other tech, all the other looks, they just look really good. They work really well. They just lack a little bit of adjustability. But then that would put the cost up, so you have to kind of bear that in mind. But really good. I mean, 41 yards in the air, 48 degrees descent angle. That is just working, and it works far better than that of the hybrid. Hence, Highwood. I do like it. I know we could definitely game something like this on that basis alone. Again, carbon copy. Well done, Jay. I always do, but look at the height that's coming in. If I could actually, well, in real terms, I would aim left on this. Path 0, again, face open. Yep, there you go. 4mm low, 2mm toe, 44 yards in the air, 49 degrees descent angle, 218 carry, which is not bad whatsoever. So we are a fraction under, not 20 yards, not 30 yards under. We're a matter of 5, 6, 7, maybe. But the difference in height that you get is like crazy. It's just really very, very good. Let's go hit another one. I mean, I could definitely game something like this. Absolutely game something like this. I really, really could. Let's go give it another one. Oh, that's a really bad hit. That would be interesting to see. That was a really bad hit. Oh, go on. Fringe again. Club path 1.6 from the inside, one shut, so that was a miscue for me. 6mm hill, 4mm low. The interesting thing for me, that felt distinctly worse than it actually was. 6mm hill, 4mm low is not really that bad a hit, but it felt really quite poor. But it's still going 39 yards in the end, 46 degrees descent angle. And that felt really not good. Right, one more go, and then we'll flick over to the Fairywood. And back to normal. So me. That is so me. But I'm getting more club head speed because I've got a longer shaft in naturally between a 3 hybrid and a 4 Highwood. That'll give us a bit more distance. Yeah, 1.3 from the inside, 2.4 open again, 6 mil low again. So I mean, obviously when you hit low on the face, that will launch it lower and spin it up more. Now the spin is up more anyway, because obviously the lower strike on the face, and of course it's a case it's going to be climbing up in the air to 42 yards in the air and 48 degrees ascent angle. 221, again, within reason, this is going to be around about the 225 maxed out for me under normal conditions, which is bang on the number where I'd want it to be for this kind of golf club, but it's going up really well. Right, let's go over to the Fairywood. Let's go see how well that one works. Remember, this is the longest shaft now, and again, when we're talking about difficulty within golf, the 3 wood off the deck, I've got it in the 5, but again, the Fairywood off the deck is one of the hardest shots in golf. So let's go flick over to the Fairywood and see how well that one works. Back now with the Fairywood. Is this going to die now because of the likes of the Highwood? And it is an interesting point because you cannot get away from just how well that Highwood works. It does work better than a hybrid. You can't get away from the physics of it. Obviously it's slightly bigger, but also the more important thing, it's got a slightly shorter shaft than a Fairywood. And generally speaking, guys, when you're talking about Fairway-woods off the deck, this is the hardest, or one of the hardest shots in golf. Trying to get your low point spot on is incredibly difficult. Right, so let's go give this one a whack into a green, say 221 yards. It'd be interesting to see how far away it is, and let's go give it a whack and see how well it works. That was a toey hit. Slightly toey hit, which is going to give me a little bit more distance. I mean, 228 is still good. And a little bit of a draw flight, which is not like me because of the toey strike. Club path is 0, face is 0.6 close, so it is 0, 0, but you can see there 10 mil toe, 2 mil low. That's going to give it a little bit more of a draw flight. That started 1.5 degrees out to the right, even though my face was 0.1, or was basically 0 to target. Again, that's the whole idea of roll and bulge. When you don't hit the middle, it starts out to the right. And then gears back. I mean, 4.7 yards offline, and with 228 yards carry, it's done really well. 41 yards in the air, 47 degrees ascent angle. Again, really very good. But I can't really see it's doing much more than this. And I'll be honest, out of these two, than the Highwood, I would say out of the two, I can control the Highwood better, easier, because of the length of shaft. Am I going to gain a little bit of clubhead speed with this one? Yes, I will do. Slightly longer. It's a fraction longer also than the hybrid, or Highwood, sorry. But again, it's that classic. At what point do you push shaft length before this starts becoming a little bit less controllable? But I mean, again, that's a decent result, and you take it from 221 yards away. Oh, that's a miss hit. That is a miss hit. That's a Healy miss hit. It's a shame there because everything else was pretty good apart from the strike. But again, roll and bulge, you get away with the odd miss hit. Club path is 0, face is 0. Again, done well on that one. As you can see, 10 mil heel, 2 mil low, and I've gone from 10 mil toe to 10 mil heel, and you can see that's because of the shaft length. That's naturally variance because of as soon as you start making something longer, it starts getting a little bit harder to control. 37 yards in the air and 44.4 degrees ascent angle. Still working really well. Better than the hybrid, but because you can't control it, or I can't control it as well as the Highwood with the slightly shorter shaft, I'm getting a slightly more varied hit. And of course you're going to, I mean, that's doing really well. I mean, from 221 yards, 226 yards carry, that's hitting the green and stopping on it. Absolutely, it's got a 40-foot putt, but I'd much rather have a 40-foot putt from this distance than going into the rough. And then, yeah, that's a different video of statistics, and that would bore the pants off people. So let's go give it another hit. So again, did very well considering it wasn't an ideal strike. Nor was that one. That's gone to the right. It might, if it gets down, it might pinch a bit of the green. Go on, stay there. Yeah, that's good. You'll see that wasn't ideal. 7 mil heel, 5 mil low. So again, I can feel that's distinctly worse feeling than the physical strike is. But club path was 0 and face was 2.6 open. That's my normal classic delivery when it comes to a Fairywood or hybrid little baby fade. Generally speaking, I will not be pulling it massively unless I misstrike things, and this is the whole idea of shaft length going a little bit awry. But 40 yards in the air, 47.1 degrees ascent angle, it's working extremely well. You can see they hit the green and stopped from this distance away, but I just don't see it doing anything more. than the Highwood. What I will do, I'll just hit one more and I'll hit a load off camera, and then we'll go to the computer and which will show exactly how they work in respective to the hybrid, the Highwood and the Fairywood, to see actually if this Highwood will be the death of not only Fairway-woods, but potentially hybrids as well. All right, one more go, see if we can get it on the green, which would be good for this golf club. Oh, that's really good. That's the best one of the lot so far. That's an absolute ripper. Properly good ripper, that. 233 yards or so carry. Again, that's on the green, and you'll take that all day long, but that is massive. 233 yards, good strike, good delivery of the golf club. That's doing everything that I want it to do. Again, you wouldn't complain if you hit that one every single time, but the problem is I can't, because it's just too long in that sense. A normal Fairywood length is automatically much more difficult to control than say a 3 hybrid. No different to why your strike is much better with your 9-iron than it is your 2-iron, because you're closer to the work. Right, let's go get the camera off. Let's go turn the range on. Let's go at these all a load of times. Let's go see actually if the new Highwood will actually be the death of the Fairywood. It's time to see how the Highwood, the 3 hybrid and the Fairywood got on when I hit a load of times. Again, I've got the information all on the screen here. Lots of information, so very quickly we'll go through. We've got the red, yellow and blue. Red is the 3 hybrid, the yellow is the 4 Highwood, and the blue is the 5 wood. Let's get to the main crux of it. You can see the ball speed increases. Of course it will do, because of shaft length increases. As soon as you make a shaft longer, clubhead speed goes up, and of course you will then get more ball speed, subject to strike, etc. But launches within a degree or so, and we're looking at the main thing here: carry 227, 226, 231. There's only 5 yards difference between all of these. Now we are talking about 18 degrees, 20 degrees and 18 degrees respectively for these golf clubs, and I have married the lofts up when it comes to delivery to make sure we are comparing apples for apples. The hybrid's going 35 yards in the air and descending at 43 degrees. That's a descent angle, that's the angle it's coming into the green. And the Highwood and then also the 5 wood's going 40 yards in the air, 5 yards higher in the air peak height than the hybrid, and of course within 0.4 of a degree they are going 46.8 and 46.4 degrees descent angle, which is mighty good. Now if you're going to take speed away, let's just imagine I'm swinging here, you can see by clubhead speed here, basically 100 miles an hour, 103 and 106. If you take speed away, so now say swing at 85 miles an hour, the golf ball is not going to be coming off the face as fast. It's still going to be launching exactly the same. There's no differences in launch whatsoever. It's just not going to come off the face as fast, which means it's not going to peak height as much, which means it's not going to spin quite as much, and also then it's not going to descend into the green or control as much as say the other ones. And then this is the reason why you go in your custom fitting, or you should go into your custom fittings with the idea of what's my most functional iron, be it at the 7-iron sometimes or the 6-iron, and then transition into hybrids or potentially now things called Highwoods, because you can absolutely see the benefit that they get. I mean, we're not talking a massive difference in carry. We are not saying that the Highwood is now going 30 yards longer than any of it. It's not. It's going basically the same distance. The difference is how it gets there. I can't really see 5 yards difference between, at my speed, remember, again, this is at my speed, 100 and something miles an hour clubhead speed, and if I'm only getting 5 miles an hour difference between a Highwood and a Fairywood, you guys that swing less than me are going to see even smaller difference. But it's even that smaller difference, it's imperative, absolutely imperative, that you gain as much functionality of flight as you possibly can. Remember, obviously, when it comes to shaft lengths as well, you try and push shaft length to try and increase clubhead speed, try and increase ball speed off of the face, which you will do with extra clubhead speed. It will then come a certain amount of variance for strike, because the longer you make something, the further you are from the work, the harder it is to control. If you have a look at the ball and club compare screen, you can see within reason, strike's all exactly the same. There's no real difference at all there. I mean, we are talking a matter of a couple of millimeters really. But look at the flights. This is the main thing. You can see the flights. The red is the hybrid. You can see distinctly is lower than the other ones. There's not that much difference in carry between the whole lot. 5 yards is nothing, but you can see the flight difference. The yellow and the blue are the interesting one, just how much difference there is between that and the red. And is there enough gain in the blue? Potential risks of the fact, obviously, shaft length's going longer and my variance of strike potentially, I would say no. And if I had this in a custom fit, I would be suggesting absolutely that the individual goes Highwood rather than 5-wood. So you look at the dispersion rings, you could argue, yes, that the Highwood, the 4 Highwood, the yellow, is the tightest dispersion ring of the lot, then followed possibly there by the blue, although it's a little bit wider left and right. And of course, then the red is a little bit more rounder. That's because of its lower spin rate. And as soon as you have a lower spin rate, you have a increase in tilt axis and of course a difference in flight anyway. It doesn't take, I won't go into the boring parts of spin and the differences in flight, etc. Again, that's a different video. The conclusion to that is that, do you know what, I think if I was to have this in a custom fit and my client was looking at this kind of idea, look at the data sets that we created, I would absolutely be suggesting not to worry about the 5-wood unless they've got a clear want to have something like that, and the benefits of having a shorter shaft but slightly longer than a hybrid, the benefits that you're going to get. So it's going to be easy to control out rough, it's going to be easy to control on the fairway, it's going to be easy to control on every condition that you are closer to the work than a Fairywood. You get all the benefits of the height, you get all the benefits of the speed, and it is mighty forgiving as well. Again, guys, if you want me to do a full review of each of these, by all means get down there, subscribe, comment and all that lot. It will be interesting to do full reviews on these where I test forgiveness, etc. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up, like down there, like button, click that one, thank you very much. Next to that is a subscribe button. It's a great button because it's free and it's great for the channel if you could subscribe. So thank you. And next to that is a bell icon, that's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. Hope you're well. See you again soon.